Creating a competency map. The Competency Mapping tool is useful for both upskilling and external talent pipelines, enables partners to map which learning outcomes relate to which competency hiring requirements, and which providers are responsible for providing them. They can also be used to show the progression of learning outcomes attained over time across multiple provider partners. Creating a competency map is a Strategy 5 web tool feature. Competency maps can be created by host organization or collaborative administrator users. To create a competency map, access your competency mapping listing by selecting Manage, then Competency Map. Then click the New Competency Mapping button. Give your competency map a name. Optionally, give it a description. And then identify which collaborative you will associate your competency map to. If this is a test competency map, you will select the Test Mapping checkbox. Once you have completed the required fields, click the Create Competency Map button. You will then be directed to the General Information tab. From here, you will link the needs assessment survey you will pull competency data from. Click the Link Mapping to Needs Assessment Survey button. Use the drop-down to select which non-archived needs assessment survey with competencies associated you would like to link to your map. Select the survey. Once a survey is selected, a list of competencies by business function will be pulled in. Check the competencies you want to include in your map for each business function listed. Then click the Link Mapping Competency button. You will get a verification message letting you know the competencies were linked. Click OK. Once a survey has been linked, additional mapping tabs will open. To set up your competency map, you will select the Competency Mapping tab. You will build out each competency hiring requirement, also identified as a CHR. Click the Build Out CHR button. In the modal window, you will identify the CHR learning outcome by typing in the text field. You will then identify what the learning outcome type is by selecting it from the drop-down. Use the info bubble for more information on the type. To associate providers to the learning outcome, click the Add New Talent Provider button. Search the talent provider listing to identify which talent providers you want to associate to this learning outcome. Use the search field to help narrow down your listing. Once you've identified the providers you would like to include, use the Add button next to that provider's name. Once you have selected all providers you want to associate, click the Finish button. To associate businesses to a learning outcome, click the Add New Employer button. Search the business listing to identify which business you want to associate to this learning outcome. Use the search field to help narrow down your listing. Once you identify which businesses you would like to include, use the Add button next to that business's name. Once you have selected all businesses you want to associate, click the Finish button. After you have built out your CHR with the required fields and any optional fields, click Create. The table will update to display the information you added. Use the Edit icon to make changes and the Remove icon to remove the information. You have successfully learned how to create and build out a competency map within the TPM web tool. Next, learn how to create a job comparison map.